It's the Chin Checkers podcast, all about the fight game. With Mr. Get That Work and Hawk Von Dame. Grab your device of choice and tune in. You'll never know what topics gonna get it on the chin. Boxing, MMA, UFC as well. They discuss who got the win, who took the L, who won the belt, who pound for pound, who fell, who ready for war, who got next. Ring the bell.
Yo.
What up, Playboy?
Yeah, man. We here. What's going on?
Yes, sir. What's going on, everyone? I'm Hawk Von Dame. I'm here with my boy, Mr. Get That Work. And we are the Chin Checkers.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. Bunch of shit to get into. Where you want to start? Where we rolling with?
We gonna start with your Puerto Rican brother, Berlanga, baby.
Oh,
Debut on the zone. I mean, remember a couple of months back, he was sitting there, dancing like, hey, thank you, DAZN, for that bag, boy. Thank you. Hey, Oxford, what up,
man?
You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, he made his debut in the DAZN. What did you think? Because I didn't think it was bad. I didn't think it was bad, bro.
Yo, for people who watch the show, they already know why I'm tearing up right now. Shout out to Oxford, man. That's funny. Yo, Berlanga, man, I'm out on him.
Yo.
I'm out. Nah, fuck that, man. I'm out. When he first came around, everyone was screaming him, and I didn't want to shit on him, but I just saw it and was like, nah, I don't see it. And then when he had that fight where he ended up getting knocked down and torn bicep, I kind of felt bad for him. I was like, yo, the kid got up, he showed heart.
Right.
And everyone's, smashing him. I think I'm just out, man. I don't see improvement. I'm out, man. I'm out.
Okay. Oh. Let me cut Berlanga some slack because he is a New York guy. So let me cut him some slack. Didn't he not look better in his last two performances versus now? Didn't he look better performance-wise?
Oh, man.
I thought so. He scored 4 knockdowns, maybe 3, but 4 knockdowns. He finished strong. I feel that he's not a complete fighter in his style. If you're going to be the aggressor, you know what I'm saying? If you're always going to be like that type of guy walking forward, then just cut off the ring better. I think that's my biggest issue, is him not cutting off the ring.
I got a bunch of issues, man. Not just the cutting it off, man. Like, yo, he's got power, so you want him to learn how to do other things. You don't want him to be a one-trick pony. But if you're going to be a one-trick pony, you better be outstanding with that one trick. And if you go through all his knockouts, it was basically him powering through or landing against someone who had no defense. He doesn't have, would you say he has a super high output?
No. I don't think it's a super high output at all. But I'm not bothered by it. I just feel like he needs down. I just feel like he needs to cut off the ring better. That's me. That's his biggest flaw, cutting off the ring.
Man, I think he gets caught and outboxed at times. If you're going to be a power puncher, be awesome with it. Like, I remember watching Wilden complaining, oh, his footwork, he's this, his hands always down. Yeah, but he's an exceptional puncher. At this point, Wilder, it's not even a debate no more. Wilder is top 3 hardest punchers of all time. All time. He may not be the greatest boxer, right, but he's so exceptional at fucking whacking you. This guy, yo. All right, let's go back to the black and white days. Rocky Marciano.
Right.
Vicious, was always on top of you. This guy's not always on top of you.
Well, he's not the best defensive fighter. He's not the worst. But because, he doesn't have the best defensive technique, maybe that's what kind of, limits his offense. But again, for me, my biggest flaw is cutting off the ring. He could have threw a little more jabs, but his defense didn't seem too bad. His output didn't seem too bad. His speed didn't seem too bad. His reaction time to counterpunch didn't seem too bad. It's just, he needs to cut off the ring more. And I think that's his biggest flaw. If you're going to be that type of fighter who's going to walk somebody down all the time, I think if he can cut off the ring better, that can help with other, saying other things in his arsenal. That's just me.
So I don't think he's like a low IQ boxing IQ guy. I just don't think he has an above average. I think he's probably like a B, C class IQ, somewhere around there. I don't think he has that A mind. Where
Right.
even if he's not gonna be a pure boxer, at least counter with power. And at times I see him trying it with the right hand, but at other times it's like he's just following. And I have a problem with that. With a power puncher that isn't a great boxer, super high IQ, I don't like it. I'm out, man. I don't think he'll ever win a world championship. I remember they were talking about him and Canelo. Good thing he didn't fight Canelo.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah. Bro, I think Canelo would have beat him just as bad as he beat what was his name? The Pitbull guy, not Pitbull, Kirkland.
Oh.
Yeah, I think it would have been like that.
Yeah, I could see that. See, but Kirkland was a little more willing to trade. So maybe, with Berlanga would have got hit with a power shot and kind of got a little defensive. Maybe he would have chilled out. But Kirkland, yeah, he's do or die. That's a different build.
I don't think he ever fought after that.
I don't know if he did, but he shouldn't have. I'll tell you that if he did, he shouldn't have. Because that shit was a fucking nightmare for him.
Wow.
Nah, but if I had to rate Berlanga before we get off of him for a second pause, if I had to rate his performance, I give him a C to C plus. I wasn't too disgusted by it. It's just he needs to cut off the ring better, maybe throw a little more jabs. But I thought what he was doing was decent, and I felt like Sergio Mora was super biased for Kirkley. I feel like he was trying real hard to give him credit. I'm like, look, I understand that you like this guy, but not for nothing. He's not winning around. He's not winning around.
My fault, man. I zoned out real quick. I was messing with the settings. What the fuck were you talking about?
Yo, I just kept going because we live. So I'm gonna tell you something. I seen it on your face. I was just like, I'm gonna just keep going because I heard something change. I'm like, no, just keep going, and we live. So fuck it. I'm gonna just go with it. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I heard a little bit of feedback, so I was just trying to make sure that that I fixed it. Oh no, you probably can't hear it. I know.
I could hear the difference now.
Is it a feedback?
I don't know what it is. It's just quieter.
Okay, so it's better. Should I go? Should I go back the other way?
Nah, I mean it is what it is now. As long as the people can hear us, it is what it is. But
well, shit, I don't fucking know. But
yo,
so
talk about two kind of bums. I'm not gonna say complete bums, but I want to see these two kind of bums go at it.
Oh shit.
Berlanga, Shane Mosley Jr. I think that most likely is the next fight. I would like to see those two kind of bums go at it.
I fuck around with favor Shane Mosley for that.
Oh shit, really?
I swear, yeah, man. I mean, Berlanga has so much potential. It's frustrating. I can hear his corner yelling at him in frustration, and I'm like, God damn, man, I'm not sure what it is. You know what's funny? Like, if you're not a part of the camp, you really don't know. These guys are human, and I know that's a stupid ass thing to say, but I mean in the sense that they party too, they train too, they hang out too, and Berlanga's got connections to Fat Joe. We don't know what he's doing when he's not fighting. And it's crazy how we all felt that way about Ryan Garcia, but it wasn't until after the fight happened or the shit started coming out where they were like, he doesn't do most of the stuff that a successful boxer would do. He doesn't run. He cuts out after training. He kind of trains himself. That's fucking insane at a A-class level. You know what I mean?
Right.
And we don't really know if Berlanga's in that same situation. So I like to think that against Shane Mosley, Shane Mooney Jr. with the background, the pedigree of his dad. I'm sure he's doing everything right. He just may not be as talented as his father. But I would still favor him.
Well, hey, to each his own.
Wait. So you would favor Berlanga?
Just off the power, yeah. I feel like he got a better chin. Yeah. Yeah, and I feel like Mosley will not move too much, or not as much as Quickly did. But yeah, I would favor Berlanga for that. I would.
Fucking Quickly, man. I don't know if it's because the Andy Lee camp. He was catching him with some shots, and I'm like, fuck, man, just push. Just,
He
come
was on
man.
his back foot almost the entire fight.
Man. But he caught him with some good counters. It's just you gotta follow up. You can't just hit someone once and boogie, It's man.
Hey, it is what it is. But we'll see what happens. We'll see what, the zone does with Berlanga's career. I'm not gonna say I'm super excited for it, but I kind of want to see some of the matchups that he could potentially have. Now the biggest thing that everybody's talking about, Canelo going to PBC, 3-fight deal, and it's looking like his first challenge would be Jamal Charlo, and I have mixed feelings about that, bro.
Oh man, I'm glad he's fighting Charlo for one. I didn't like the John Ryder fight, but I want to know where your mixed feelings is at, because Charlo hasn't fought in a while, but it's not like he's a bum. It's just a smaller fighter. This is what I would consider a pretty tune-up.
I mean, right, and that's my issue. He hasn't fought in almost 2 years. He, his last performance, he didn't look too great. He said he was going through a lot of personal issues in his life. That's why he hasn't fought. And he's not a 168-pounder. He's at 160. So, I mean, if you're Charlo, you got to take that fight. It's a big payday. So Absolutely. You take that fight. But, yeah, I don't see him standing too much of a chance. Granted, he's not a bum. Like you said, he's not a slouch. But being out of the ring for almost 2 years and, being on a podcast crying while your twin brother's next to you laughing and shit is, it's kind of, I don't know, man. I just don't see it. I don't see it, bro.
Yo, I don't think he's going to win. But I didn't think he would win back more prime. So a couple years, 2 years or even a year ago. I don't think he was going to win. I just feel like, all right, let me not shit on Mexicans real quick. I love Mexicans. I don't want any of these Grand Theft Auto Mexicans from East LA running up on me, because I love Mexican culture. I love the people. They're always barbecuing, hard ass workers. So I don't want to direct it towards Mexicans. Canelo fans, we got to load up and shoot at them.
Okay.
These got to be the biggest idiots in the world. Yeah, like I said, I didn't want to direct it towards Mexicans because I love Mexicans. Bro.
Oh, shit.
Bro.
That
he criticized Mayweather and then did the same exact shit.
Yeah.
The only difference that I would say is that he's not Mayweather. His miles are starting to show a lot more than Mayweather. Mayweather didn't have the miles that Canelo had, so he can't pick and choose and do what Mayweather did. So even though you're not a fan of the Charlo fight, at least it's not so much of a cherry pick. Prior, he was trying to go up against Bottle Jack and all this, and it's really the fans. You guys have to stop your shit, man. Like, I wish this fight would have happened a couple years ago, but I'm not mad at that. I was more mad at the John Ryder fight. Like, he could have fought Charlo last time, and I don't think anyone would have had a problem with it because he was coming off the surgery.
Right.
Man, I just don't like his fans.
No, I totally agree with your sentiment because, just being online when this news first came out, Canelo signed a 3-fight deal. And I think maybe a day or two later, a couple of hours later, David Morrell was calling out David Benavidez. And in the comment section, you have people saying, "Oh, Benavidez, he's ducking." And I'm like, wait, so wait a second. David Benavidez is ducking David Morrell because he wants to fight Canelo. I was like, that doesn't make sense. I was like,
make no sense.
David Benavidez is Canelo's mandatory. He's a WBC interim champion. And why would you not face one of the best boxers, make more money, and get a belt in the process? How is that ducking?
Oh man,
I don't get it.
I'm about to have a Herb Edwards moment.
I don't get it.
You fight to win titles. Hello, you fight to win titles. That's it. You want to be the best in your field. You fight champions. The response is fucking ridiculous. The only thing that I would say is that I'm not so mad about the Charlo fight because it's Charlo. I kind of wanted him to get some love. I wish Boo Boo would get some love. But to bring it to Boo Boo real quick too, Boo Boo is starting to show signs of sliding. Canelo's starting to show signs of sliding. So at this point, the only person that I feel is ducking is everyone's ducking David Benavidez because he's the young monster of the division. And for the life of me, I don't understand why you would want to wait, because if you wait any longer, it's a chance you may run out of steam by the time you get to him and not have that that Ali versus Foreman moment. You know what I mean?
Right.
Let's be honest. Who would you favor between Canelo and David Benavidez?
Benavidez. Absolutely. It's not even.
Oh, wow. Oh, man.
I'm not even. Come on.
I think a year ago I would have said Canelo, but now starting to see that decline in Canelo, I think I'll go David Benavidez too.
Yeah, for me, it's not even no question. But, to call Benavidez a ducker because, he's trying to fight Canelo over Morrell, that doesn't make sense. He's not ducking nobody. He fought Caleb Plant. And after the Caleb Plant fight, before the Caleb Plant fight, the WBC president said himself from his mouth that the winner is going to be the mandatory for Canelo's WBC belt. Why, if I'm David Benavidez, why would I not try to go after his belt immediately after winning that fight? I'm not ducking Morrell. I'm just trying to get the fight that the fans want to see and the fight that I deserve. I worked my way to get there. I'm trying to get it.
It just shows the fucking stupidity of the fan. It just shows the stupidity of the fan. I know David Morrell's, Danny Morrell, David Morrell, whatever. Good fighter, talented fighter, man. But he just showed up to the party. I understand he's good, but we want the mega fight first. It's like Crawford and Spence. We all look at what's his name from Philly?
Yeah, you're Jerron Boots Ennis. You're absolutely right. The same concept.
It's the same concept. We all look at Boots like, damn, Boots is incredible, but
he's next
he just showed up to the party. He's
right.
Next up.
Yeah.
We need the super fight, and thank God we ended up getting that. The Crawford and Spence. What are you thinking in this situation between Crawford and Spence? Which way are you leaning to? And let's have a look. You already gave who you're going with, but let's dive into it.
I'm going Crawford again. Crawford late stoppage. I'm going Crawford. I'm not changing that. Late stoppage. I'm going Crawford. I know it sounds wild. I'm gonna say it over and over. I'm going Crawford late stoppage. Let's go.
Wow, man, that's crazy. I did a little bit of film early this morning, man, and it's such a difficult thing because it's weird to find a Spence comparison for Crawford. So I look at their previous fights and go, who fights similar pressure? You're not going to find an identical replica, but who's like the Spence type of fighter, a pressure fighter, a power fighter that Crawford's fought? In your mind, can you think of anyone off top?
I mean, no, no. I mean, he had pressure fighters like Mean Machine and Sean Porter, but a little different style. Not as much boxing skill as Spence, obviously, those two guys. But he has fought pressure fighters. So
That's actually
that'll be the only two people that I can really think of when it comes to pressure fighter.
so that was the fight that I looked at. I looked at. I don't even know how to say his name. Let's go, Mean Machine, Cavalo, whatever it is. I looked at that fight and I looked at the Sean Porter fight. The thing with the Sean Porter fight is you can use Porter to gauge how Crawford's going to deal with Spence, because when Porter fought Crawford, he was moving forward. When Porter fought Spence, he was moving backwards. The whole, pretty much, most of the fight, he would pick and choose when to go in and out. But it's a weird gauge between the two, you know? I looked more at like Kell Brook fighting Spence to get an idea of what I think Crawford's going to do.
Well, I mean, I don't know. Crawford is one of the best switch hitters in the game. Sometimes he doesn't use it well because he may stay in the stance a little too long and get caught with some shots. But for him, he's comfortable doing it. And I guess whenever he feels like switching, he switches. I don't know, man. It's going to be a rough fight for both guys. I could see both gentlemen getting hurt. I don't know if it could go the distance as well. It could definitely go the distance. But I'm still going with Crawford.
I'm going Spence because every time I look at it, when I looked at the Kell Brook fight, Kell Brook at times was touching it and looking good boxing against Spence. Now, the thing is, he wears you down. So if he was getting caught and taking punches, he took the punches of Danny Garcia. He took the punches of you guys. You're telling me he's not going to be able to take the punches and wear down Crawford? And Crawford gambles a lot. He's a switch hitter, but he's also like a vicious counterpuncher.
Right.
And at times he does gamble and try to catch you, and that's when he's almost stagnant. And I could see if he has that mindset rather than pick and move around, I could see him getting worn down in the later rounds, maybe the 11th, 12th, getting hurt.
Yeah, I mean, hey, we'll see. Well, you know, we'll just have to see, man. We will just have to see. I'm going Crawford all day, brother.
Oh, man. Are we
Crawford
putting
all day.
money up? What are we doing?
I'm putting money up. We could do that. I said it here. I'm putting money up.
Oh, shit, man. So, like everyone, would like to thank everyone for following us. We had a couple things on social media, have some movement. I want to thank everyone. Always make sure to follow, hit the subscribe button. Anything else?
That's it, my brother. That's it. Keep it simple.
All right, Playboy.
All right, my brother.